Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Division of Misamis Occidental, for the prayer. I'm sure everybody is excited. Excited to hear the message of our secretary. Let us now hear our secretary, Honorable Madam Leonor Magtoles Briones.
On behalf of the Department of Education, its Executive Committee, the Management Committee as well, and all of us who support the Learning Continuity Plan of the Department, we all congratulate the NAEP, the National Educators Academy of the Philippines, on its implementation of the capacity building courses for teachers and school leaders under our basic education learning continuity plan. We want to congratulate NAEP for this signal effort, which will surely ensure the success of our learning continuity program, because it focuses on those who will actually deliver the content of our curriculum, mainly the teachers, as well as the staff and our other officials. Even before COVID-19, NAEP was already clearly considered as a major player in Educalidad. We already identified NAEP as the main instrument or the main strategy by which we could implement the content of Educalidad, which is our pivot towards quality education. This emphasizes the role of NAEP and its contributions. NAEP is a very important component of the Department of Education as its main support institution. You complement through your programs the pre-service training which our teachers underwent when they were in college and in university. We have no control, not very much at all, of the pre-service training, the exposure, the academic experiences of our teacher, because of the trifocal policy on education, wherein higher education is regulated by another agency. And therefore, the in-service training, which NAEP implements and carefully monitors, is truly important because it is our opportunity. It gives us the chance to put in what we believe, to include what we believe should be part of a teacher's toolkit in being an effective teacher of the Department of Education. As we all know, and as all of you teachers know, learning is a continuous process. It doesn't stop when a diploma is handed to you by your university or by your college. Learning continues whether you are 20 years old, 50 years old, or 65 years old. It never stops. And NAYAP facilitates this process of continuous learning for teachers to be shared also with their learners. What are the important facets of a good and effective teacher? I don't have to recite to you all of these which you learned when you were at university or in college. One is you have to be committed to teaching. Many of those I talk with say they go into teaching because their parents want it, or their boyfriends who sometimes pay for their schooling expect them to become teachers, or because it has the cheapest tuition, or because it is nearest to their own hometowns. Many say that they are not necessarily into teaching, but it is the most available form of professional commitment, professional activity, which is convenient, inexpensive, and is the choice of parents who want their children to look for jobs immediately upon graduation. But commitment to teaching is important. According to Senator Pia Cayetano, you have to love teaching. To continue teaching from the time you are 20 years old to your 61st birthday when you finally retired. You have to love teaching to be able to deal with all kinds of children, the naughty ones, the good ones, the noisy ones, the quiet ones, the bright ones, and those who seem not to learn at all. So that's the very important component. Commitment to teaching, to sharing knowledge. There is no joy greater than being with a learner for a particular period of time, and by the time the learner graduates, the knowledge that you have shaped his character, his way of looking at life, and you have prepared him for the world outside. There's no joy greater than seeing a child finish his schooling. The second aspect which I would like to share with you as a former teacher, and still I continue to teach, is that you have to love your learners. I loved my learners from the time I was teaching grade 2 Sunday school pupils who were as naughty, as frisky, and as loud and noisy as possible. At the time, I thought that there can be nothing more difficult than teaching 8-year-old pupils. But you have to love them. I have taught children, I have taught young people, and I also have taught adults, especially at the graduate, masteral, as well as the doctoral level. A third characteristic of a teacher is generosity. Some teachers keep their expertise to themselves. They don't want to share what they work so hard to acquire. But the true, the good, and the faithful teachers shares all that he or she knows with the learners, with a good heart, with openness, and with the generosity that is expected of him or of her. You will be going through various methodologies. You will have the so-called coaching system. There will be guided independent studies. You will be going through self-learning modules. and you will be sharpening your skills in online communication as well as online teaching. I'm very poor at online communication, and because all that I was taught when I was in college was typing, but it does not mean that I value it less, because I see that it is the one of the most effective ways of surviving in this world. PISA examinations are given online. Enrollment is done online. Communications, when your learners will be going out into the world to work, will be mainly online. Whether we like it or not, it is here. However, as you know, we are not forcing it on you. We are not forcing it on our pupils or on our staff. You learn at your own pace. You learn because you are interested in it. So enjoy for a change your courses. Enjoy your learning experience. Enjoy being with your lecturers and your professors, and enjoy being with your fellow teachers and learn together with them. Once more, let me congratulate NAYAP for its capacity building courses for teachers. We all know that it is necessary. We all know that we cannot avoid it, we cannot escape it, and we have to upgrade, we have to upskill ourselves. But this is all for our own selves, but also for our learners, whom who in a real sense will inherit the earth and take over once we are gone, and the world will be theirs. Congratulations and thank you very much.
Excuse me, let me check. Ako lang ba ang hindi nakakarinig sa boses ni Ma'am Briones? I can see her talk but I don't actually hear her.
Wala rin po, RD. Kanina pa.
Wala po kami
No audio po.
Pati yung FB Live natin, naka-standby mode siya. Wala pong time talaga, Andy.
Raymond, we have listened already to the message of the Secretary sa FB Live. And it's already over there, but here it's still on screen, but we cannot hear any audio.
Naka-standby mode po yung ano.
Baka pwede na natin
FB Live.
ito.
Thank you very much, Madam Secretary. And now let us hear the message of Regional Director, the untiring and ever dynamic Regional Director of DepEd Region 10. Please help me welcome Dr. Arturo B. Bayuco, Central.
Good morning. There's a lot of things that we have to really learn, and we learned it through practice. And even if we're doing practicing, we have done practices already. Anabilen, close your audio. That only goes to show that there are really vulnerabilities in terms of glitches. Earlier on, I was trying to listen to the talk of the secretary, but I couldn't hear her talk. I did not even see her at the first round of the early part of the message. I went to the FB Live, it was there. So now there are complications, and sometimes the technology really has to be prepared a lot of days or a lot of times before the final event to really perfect it. But anyway, welcome to this capacity building on LDM. This is very important. We have been talking over this many times in our conferences, in our mancoms, and even in our webinars. We make it a point that we already started to make noise and sell or market the learning delivery modalities that are offered for us to really choose from in terms of what is that modality really fit for our conditions. And we do not impose upon you as to what modality in terms of learning delivery that the schools will choose, because you know your conditions better than anyone else. We have grasped in full the essence of these learning modalities, but it is never enough to just learn them in theories. That is why in our plan, we even have early implementation, pilot implementation, to see how it will work and learn from the strengths and even the limitations that beset our identified school early implementer. Apart from that, let us try, I believe that district and division supervisors are listening with me right now in this meeting. It is very important not just to know the nature of these modalities, but the how to deliver these modalities. I think that's the one that we really are to prepare. When the pandemic hit us, nobody see it coming. We were not prepared for this, and we were just delivering the education the conventional way. It was so to our advantage that our opening will still be on August 24 because we maximized the days before August 24 for the necessary preparations. And we have to check that preparations will not only mean on the physical aspect, but in the entirety of the environment where education is delivered. Number one, we take a look at our curriculum, whether it is well developed. The Department of Education Central Office has already streamlined our competencies from 15,000 down to 5,000, making sure that we only cover the most essential learning competencies given the limitations, the restrictions, and the protocols that we have to navigate as we are now hit with this pandemic. The well-developed curriculum will guide our students and teachers in the teaching and learning. But what are the roles of the district supervisors in this delivery? Well, we have known that in our functions as division or district supervisors at RA 9155, we were tasked to really provide professional and instructional advice and support to the school heads and teachers, facilitators of schools and learning centers in the district or in the cluster of schools. We also are there to give support and do curricula supervision. These are major things that we are expected to deliver, and we cannot do this unless we have embraced and we have understood and we already know the technicalities of it much more as we see actions taking place right at the teaching and learning, especially in the setup that we are to deliver this in distance learning modalities. We also check that our teachers are competent enough to deliver. If you remember, the Sulong Educalidad launched last year to pivot from access to quality. One of the components in KITE is the upskilling of teachers. Even if the curriculum is well developed, we are still not assured unless our teachers are competent enough to deliver. We will not rest on our laurels for all those capacity buildings that our teachers underwent, especially so that the challenges of the new normal are enormous, and we have to embrace it by addressing these challenges. We also try to take a look at the learning environment, where even if they will not be in school, they will be in the respective homes. We make sure, and the parents with us, to make sure that there is learning space. And in that space, we even have to check whether it is really conducive to learning. Conduciveness may be relevant word, but let's see whether the child is really comfortable in learning. And we said that the learning space doesn't even have to be a room, doesn't even have to be a table, or even just boxes where they can place their materials on, but we designate it. And we make sure we continue to improve that learning environment. Learning environment does not only refer to the physical setup. The people that surround the child's learning are considered to be part of that environment. And we make sure they are also very supportive to the atmosphere of child's learning. And we also would like to maximize stakeholders' engagements. We cannot do this all by ourselves. I keep on saying that it takes the entire village to nurture, to raise, and to educate the child. And the village is us. No one is exempted. For as long as we play an important connect to the child's learning, then we are part of that stakeholders. Now we are confronted with so many challenges. Our district supervisors, our division supervisors are instructional leaders. We are, if you look at the training design for this activity, it even talks about strengthening the learning action cell. We thought LAC will no longer, probably others are thinking that LAC will no longer be applicable at this setup when there is no face-to-face engagements with students or even with learners. But again, even in distance mode, we can still deliver. And we even have to strengthen, because LAC is a platform to communicate to our colleagues, especially on the positives that are going around, and learn from them. And of course, the problems that confront each one. LAC is a group of teachers talking problems and finding solutions to the problems. It could be groups of all English teachers, all math teachers. It could also be a group of all grade 1 teachers or grade 2, depending on your grouping. Because you don't have to stick on one grouping, because that is dependent on your business or on your agenda, on what are supposed to be tackled during the LAC. We can do it the way we're doing it in this webinar. Apparently, there are glitches, but we have to work hard to be able to close the gaps between what we are experiencing and what that environment we desire for. So with this National Educators Academy of the Philippines led webinar on educating our supervisors on the learning modalities, we have to continue learning, Even if you say, I've heard that 100 times, but not until you are there, you will be able to see that this is even a little deviation from what I learned in theories and principles, because the practicability on the implementation of these learning modalities have to be learned. And only when we do these things that we see all these areas. To the Human Resource Development Division Office that sponsors the activity, there's just a challenge on you how to really make sure that the platform you're using really are prepared so that it will give us more enthusiasm to really join in conferences when all things are set up. For the learning modalities, our teachers have been in the business for a long time, but let us not be complacent, because this is for the first time that we adopt distance learning as a regular modality in the mainstream. Well, there is Open High School program, which also adopts learning, distance learning. There's alternative learning system. Pero sa pangkabuhan, pangkalahatan, generally, this is for the first time. And I know a lot of our teachers are for the first time to experience delivering teaching and learning through distance learning modality. And that we still have to prepare and learn from. There are problems that you heard about logistics, but they are also taken care of by our school leaders, our education leaders, down to the school level and up to the central office level. If you look at the organizational structure in the Department of Education, central office continues to formulate policies that are relevant, that are fit to the current conditions. The regional office provides quality assurance as we also continue to do monitoring and evaluation. But the implementing levels of governance are our divisions, our districts and schools where the actions are taking place. And this agency cannot go somewhere without the implementing levels of governance doing their mandates. Apparently, you cannot underestimate your existence, because it is where that the Department of Education goes through as actions are taking place on your level. So congratulations. Let's learn from what this webinar can give us and reinforce, complement it by the things that we're going to be doing after this webinar. The gauge of the success of this training is not at the end of the day for this, or this is just even an orientation only, but it is really on what do you do after. And that will determine the kind of readiness we have in Region 10 as we start our classes on August 24th. Thank you and good luck. Have a good time.
Thank you very much.
And now we will give you the education program supervisor of Teaching Profession 1, Priscilla Silva.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Kumusta? How are you today? So to start our webinar, we'd like to check in if everybody is ready. So let's answer this thing on the screen. If you were an ice cream, what flavor are you? Are you a chocolate, strawberry, and then why? So I want the participants in the Google Meet to share their answer on the chat box, while on the FB Live, they may give their comments. Okay? So I'll give you at least 1 minute to do that. And then later, I will share to you the meaning of your favorite flavor. Okay, let's start now. Ma'am Mary Ann, why are you fruit salad?
I like the flavor of fruit salad because it's a mixture of fruits.
Thank you, ma'am. Please write your comments on chat group. We have vanilla from Mom Teresa Absin. I just love something white. We have also here fruit salad. Ma'am Ninfa Lago, strawberry. Ma'am Dahay, Queso Pandan. Ma'am Anacleta sorry, mine is chocolate, making me energetic. Yes. I like mango, Sir Boris, because it's just my favorite. Okay, thank you very much. How about from the FB? What's your answer, people? We have also there strawberry. It's challenging. Coffee crumble from Ma'am Joanette Caparas. Sir Woodrow, chocolate. How about the others? We're waiting for your answers. Are you here with us? Ma'am Rodora is avocado. Double Dutch for Ma'am Rowena Paraon. Okay, thank you. No answers from the FB Live. Cookies and cream from Sir Jesnar Torres. From Lani Palar, vanilla. Wow, thank you very much. Okay, let's try to see what's the meaning of this ice cream flavor. They said, according to research, that the top 5 ice cream flavors are, we have number 1 is vanilla ice cream. They said that people who love vanilla ice cream are some people who are considered to be of a little basic, but they just don't understand classic beauty. If you are a vanilla ice cream person, you appreciate good quality and minimalism. You're an anxious or stressed person. You find peace and balance in the everyday and enjoy living in the moment. The second most favorite ice cream is chocolate. Why chocolate? Because people who love chocolate lead a life of joy and self-love. Wow. The third most favorite ice cream flavor is strawberry. Strawberry, when you have friends who describe you as fiercely loyal and energetic. The fourth favorite ice cream is cookies and cream. Cookies and cream are people who are smooth and personable with a sense of humor. And the last but not the least, top 5 favorite ice cream is Rocky Road. When you are a Rocky Road person, you are adventurous and love being outside. So, with your answers, we can find that everybody is now set for our activity this morning. I would like you to please share your expectations for this seminar through thementi.com. I would like to ask Ma'am Belen to please show the link of thementi.com so that everybody can share the answer. Menti.com, please. Hello? Ma'am Belen, please show the menti.com.
Yes, ma'am. We are going to show now the Menti code
Please
from
show. Louder, please. They cannot hear you. Okay, on thementi.com, please share your expectations for this webinar today. Share in just 1 to 3 words only. Menti link, please. Wala na. Ma'am Belen?
Yes, Ma'am Presti. It is now shown
Please show
in
the
our slide.
link for the menti.com.
Yes, ma'am. We have the code here. Go to www.menti.com and use the code 634112. Again,
Please type it on our chat.
www.menti.com and the code 634112.
Are we there now? Okay, let's try to see the answers of the participants. Okay, there. You can find there, many are interested and excited whether we're going to talk about the different platforms, more information about this LDM, the means, and the methods. More answers are coming. We have here, they would like it to be informative. They would like to know the more information. How about the others? Please share your answers, your thoughts. Happy. Learning. What else? Demonstration teaching. Okay. This is only an orientation, so we cannot give demonstration. You want to have more knowledge, additional thoughts. So these are the things that you wanted to learn from our webinar today. Coaching, very good answer. We have there engaging. Okay, thank you. Thank you everyone for giving us your thoughts on this activity. For today, we will be guided with the following objectives for this training. Our objectives are the following. The participants will be able to get an overview of the Learning Delivery Modalities program, the courses, the delivery and implementation arrangements. Number one, they will gain understanding of the rationale of the program. Second, describe the program and course content and its organization, implementation, arrangements. And the last is, we will be able to appreciate the role of the program in the implementation of the LDMs in the new normal. With these objectives, we are going to follow the flow of this orientation. This orientation will be done only for half day. So on the screen, you can see there that the first 20 minutes would be the preliminary program, and then session 1 would be the course interview for 45 minutes, and then session 2 would be training, delivery, implementation for 45 minutes. Session 3 would be organization of LDM 1 lock for 25 minutes, and the last would be the session 4, synthesis, next steps, and activity evaluation for another 25 minutes. So with this activity, we hope that you will be reminded of the following video call etiquette. Number one is when we are joining a video call etiquette, a video seminar, let's remember this. Number one is please set to mute your microphone when not talking. If you wish to talk, unmute and then say name here. Number 3, avoid interrupting when someone else is speaking. Number 4, return to mute when done talking. Number 5, as much as possible, stick to the topic at hand and limit to essential points. And the last but not the least, use the chat feature for comments that cannot be discussed. And additional reminders for all the participants, please take part with the pre-test that will be given after this and the post-test later. Okay, so that would be all. Thank you very much. This is Priscilla Ribaya from the Division of Bukidnon.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Belen and Ma'am Presi. Now, before we proceed to the session proper, I am requesting all the participants to take the pre-test. To give you some instructions and link of the pre-test, I will give you Inerio Ibesa NAYAP Certified Learning Facilitator.
Good morning, everyone. Now let's have our pre-test in a different way. This time it is online pre-test. We will check your understanding about today's webinar. So I want all of you to proceed to the link that I have shared this morning, and please use the game code. I'll be waiting you here in my dashboard so that I can see all of you here as participants in this quizzes.com. Again, I want everyone to please proceed to the link that is being shared by my colleagues. This is quizzes.com, and as soon as you are there, please enter the game code 548533. I have only prepared 10 questions for this pre-test, and the same test will be taken for the post-test at the end of this module. Okay, I am now waiting for the participants to join in this pre-test. As of now, I don't have any participants for the pre-test. Inviting all of you to go to www.quizzes.com and then join a game, and please use the game code 548533. I am now sharing my screen with you so that you will be guided as to what particular game code you will be using. Sir Ben? Again, I don't have any participants yet to take the pre-test. I do not know where they are right now. Sir Bien, Tagolimot, Sir Bien, or Ma'am Bilen.
Yes, sir.
So I don't have participants yet.
Okay. We will just wait. I think they are just trying to um, link their connect to the link that you have just given. We'll wait for maybe 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay,
But I
sir.
would like to announce that after this pre-test, we're going to declare a 2-minute break.
I hope everyone can find the link that I have shared in our chat box, and my colleagues are also pasting some for the FB viewers. But up to now, I don't have participants yet in my dashboard where I can monitor the number of participants to take the pre-test. The pre-test is essential in a webinar like this because it will tell us the progress of our webinar. And then we will compare the results later after the post-test towards the end of this module webinar. But up to now, I don't have participants yet.
We are requesting all the participants to please join the pre-test. Ay, kalos mo ko nagbalhin sila live. So,
Or even the participants belonging to this Google Meet, please also join the pre-test so that I can monitor the number of takers. As of now, I don't have any participants yet. This is only 10 item test, and the questions are taken from the presentations of each speaker. Okay, let's start the pre-test. Right now, I have 86 participants joining in the quizzes.com. Now, after counting 10, let us begin the pre-test. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Ladies and gentlemen, I have 93 participants so far. Let's begin the pre-test. Good luck. Now in my leaderboard, we have here Jimbo with 1,870 points, leading all the participants with most number of points, followed by Roslyn with 1,840. So this is anybody's game. Simply answer the questions being asked, all about the learning action cell. And it's only a 10-item test. And the same test will be given later for the post test. So better remember the answers that you have done for the pre-test so that you can have improvement in the post test later. So right now we have Ruslan leading with 3,630. But Sir Artemi Adahar is also on the list. Okay. So right now I have 124 players. It's a nice number. It means to say that the participants are engaged, because this is one of the requirements for this webinar to take the pre-test. So sharing with you right now my screen so that you can see who are on top of this pre-test. Right now, Sir Artemi Adahar is leading, followed by Gladys, Gerson, Ron Ray Pertasyon. Okay? As soon as we can have 10 players who can finish the pre-test, then we will declare the top 5 or the top 3 participants. Okay, come on guys. I see Ma'am Nympha with 4,230 points for our other players here. I think Sir Adahar is about to finish the pre-test. So if we can have at least 10, then we can end up this game. And others will just continue the game at your own comfort. Still on the lead, we have Sir Artemio Adahar. Congratulations in advance. Hope you maintain your slot, being the top-notch player. Okay. I think tomato sauce is over with 6,030 points. And Tessie also is done with 8,830 points, leading the game. I hope you enjoyed the pre-test. This is not the convenient pre-test that we usually do. This is the newest version of conducting pre-test to our webinar participants and also to our FB viewers. Okay, 30 seconds more and then we will end the game so that we can proceed to our next activity. So for the post-test later, you are now oriented as to what type or what kind of questions you are going to take. So I will now count up to 5 and I will end the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's find out who are our top 3. On the 3rd place, we have Tessie. 2nd place, Lita Base. And our 1st placer is Sir Artemio Adahar. Okay, that's all for this morning. And thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sir Enerio Ibesa. And thank you also to all our participants who are participating the pre-test. Let us now declare a 3-minute break, and please come back after 3 minutes so that we can start our first session.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I think our 3-minute break is over. I just would like to check from the Google Meet if I am heard loud and clear. Can somebody give a feedback if I'm heard loud and clear?
Loud and clear, Ma'am Helen. It's okay. Loud and
Okay. So, Sir Ben, since 3 minutes is already over, so allow me this time to share to you our first session, session 1 of our orientation right now. And session 1, we're gonna cover the Learning Delivery Modality Course 1, just a course overview. Together with me to facilitate in the discussion of session 1 will be Dr. Maria Teresa Mercedes Absin of the Division of Misamis Oriental. I am Helen Estrada Maasin from the Division of El Salvador City. Okay, I'm also monitoring our live stream stream live on the FB page that we have. And I could also see that you are already seeing right now my screen. Okay. So there will be a bit delay on the FB live, but don't worry because everything will be under control. So this is session 1, course overview. I hope that everybody is already excited to really know what this course is all about. Is it something new? Is it something different? Or is it just a repetition of what we are undergoing on the trainings that are being conducted by NAIAP? So see for yourself. So the objectives of the session. So first and foremost, it is really expected that after getting orientation about our course, you will have an appreciation of the course design. But specifically, this session, we're gonna describe the elements of the course design of LDM1. So LDM means Learning Delivery Modality 1. So this is our course for the supervisors, for the division leaders, such as the superintendent, the assistant superintendent, and also the chiefs of the 2 divisions, SGOD and CID. So perhaps you might be wondering, what are the elements? So we'll be discussing about what are the modules that are being included in the course. And of course, how are the modules being designed? And what are the requirements to complete the course? Okay, so it's just like studying, no? We go back to school, but this time our platform is the online platform that we are having. So no face-to-face yet. And second, for us to see the relevance of the course in our work, whether is this course really an advantage to be taken because it is related and relevant to our work. Okay. So, to continue, allow me to give the rationale. Allow me to give the underlying reason and the explanation as well as the overview of the course. So, my presentation will be focusing on letting you understand why we have this course and also giving you the overview, even to the point of showing to you the first module that you have to take for this course. So in my screen, you can see in there that the reality is that we have COVID-19. We have this pandemic. We have this crisis that we are facing right now. So because of this crisis, our agency, our DepEd agency, cannot just snub on it, but came up with the learning continuity plan, which is written and which could be located in the DepEd Order number 12 series of 2020. DepEd needs to come up with adjustment, alignment, so that everything that DepEd has to offer, including the trainings, not only preparation for our students, but including the trainings for our professional development, must really be in line also of the protocols that are being mandated to us by the OH and also by the IATF, because we are experiencing COVID right now. Okay? Now, primarily, the course is really geared towards building the capacity of teachers. Please take note, building the capacity of teachers and school leaders to implement the learning delivery modalities. And in fact, this just did not pop up like a popcorn, because this program was developed after rigorous meetups, after rigorous meetings, consultations. So we are partnering not only with central office, not only with NAIAP, but we also have some education forum partners from external. No? So they are our external service providers also. By the way, I would like to acknowledge, here in our training right now, the orientation, we also have people from central office. So they serve as our coaches. They serve as our TA providers. So we have Sir Gerson Ratila Kapuyan from NAIAP Central Office, together with Ma'am Ana Sol Reyes, also still from NAIAP Central Office. And I could also see a while ago, a very good friend of mine, Ma'am Glenda Granadozen. So they are all from the Central Office. So they are with us to help us, not to assist us as we go along with understanding what this course is all about. Okay, so next. So how is it designed? So definitely, the course is not designed to have the face-to-face, but it is designed in order for us that we continue to abide by the health protocols. Now we continue. So it is designed as a guided independent study. Huwag po kayong mag-alala. Wala pong pa-meeting, wala pong pa-seminar in a big assembly that will happen. Because this is just guided independent study. And on what means? Paano po natin gagawin yan? So this is through self-learning modules. So ayan po, hindi lang po ang mga bata natin ang magkakaroon ng distance learning, but we will also be adhering to distance learning this time as we go along, also educating ourselves and coming up with some trainings on professional development. Okay? And who else? Magiging ano ba tayo? Magiging independent lang ba tayo? No. Because part of the orientation will also be discussing about LAC, no? The Learning Action Cell. Kasi po, one of the entry points for this course to really be taken successfully is not just hindi po kayo pababayaan na kayo-kayo lang. We will also be using, no, the grouping that we shall be having later on about Learning Action Cell, no? And that will be cascaded by a co-facilitator of mine, no? The one who gave to you the quiz a while ago. And of course, because this is something new for us, there will also be technical assistance. There will be coaching, no? We will be having coaches and TA providers, no? From the regional office and even to the central office. We will, because hindi po tayo alone in this taking of our course. Okay? Okay, let me continue. So this time, I am now bringing you to my slide on the framework. You know what? The framework really explains everything, why we have to take this course. And I hope that all of us, we will really be open-minded. I agree with RD Bayukot. I understand that we have a lot of courses, programs, studies, and a lot of trainings already. But if we open our mind and our hearts and we embrace whatever it is that is being given to us by our agency, I think that it will make us a better person, no? A better government employee, specifically of our agency. So you can see on the screen the rectangle in there, vertical rectangle. So we do have the PD priorities, and down that we have the COVID response via our learning continuity program. So what's the significance of that? Because our program, our learning continuity plan courses, our programs, and even the regular programs being prepared by NAIAP and being given by NAIAP, these are all anchored on the professional development priority. So may pinaguhugutan po, hindi lamang po ito popcorn na nag-pop up lang, but ang pinaguhugutan po dito, when NAIAP prepared this course for us, when NAIAP prepared these programs for us, these trainings for us, are the PD priorities po na nakastipulate sa DepEd Memorandum number 50 series of 2020. And of course, no, when NAIAP also crafted all of the modules of this training course, ito po ay nakabase sa mga prinsipyo, no? The principles that were really stipulated as well in our basic education learning continuity plan. Ano po yung mga principles? Kung babalikan natin, no? DepEd Order number 12, series of 2020. Yun po yung learning continuity plan ng ating departamento. So, yung prinsipyo po na dapat the priority in designing whatever trainings and programs must be for the protection of our health, our safety, and our well-being. So not only for our learners, but also our teachers and and the other personnel as well. And of course, part of the principle also of the LCP is to ensure that learning continues. Hindi po pwede na mag-stop tayo dahil may pandemic. Education must go on. Education must continue. And of course, to link and bridge the basic education learning continuity plan to sulong edukalidad. So, posible pa rin po na makuha natin ang sulong edukalidad even if there is a pandemic, because the pandemic will never stop us from learning. The pandemic will never stop us from our professional development. And so basically, ayan po, we can see on screen on this framework na yung nakalakip po sa broken line. So you can see in there the LCP courses and the programs and even the regular programs. Tapos sa center, mayroon dyan, supervisors, school heads, and teachers. Yan po ang reason kung bakit po tayong lahat, supervisors, and even our divisional leaders are really called to attend this training. So, ang training po na ito, ang kurso po na ito, ang study po na ito is not just for our teachers, but also for us leaders, no? So, yung first batch natin, our division leaders, that's why our division supervisors, our district supervisors, our ASDS, our SDS, and our chiefs are joining us. Tomorrow po, there will be another batch, and those are for our school head. So sama-sama po tayo in really embracing this course, in really embracing this study. And again, as like what I mentioned, we will be assisted also not only by our external learning service providers, and I'm referring to NEAP, but even our external learning service providers. May mga TA providers po tayo from Simeo Initech, from SERG, and the other service providers that would help us along the way so that we'll be successful in the training of this course. And definitely, pag successful po tayo, when we take this course, we finish this course, we complete this course, then we will then achieve an improved readiness for remote or multimodal learning delivery. And for us, division leaders as well as our school leaders who we will be meeting tomorrow, this will also help, the course will also help to come up with informed decision making in choosing appropriate learning delivery modality. And of course, for our teachers, there will be improved pedagogical content on knowledge and assessment. All of these are really geared towards quality instructional delivery in the new normal. So, posible pa rin po yung flagship natin na lagi natin sinasabi, sulong edukalidad. Sulong edukalidad is still possible. No pandemic, no crisis will really stop us. Because we might not have face-to-face, but we still have other platforms in order for us to capacitate ourselves. Okay? So, let me bring you to the next screen in which you can see in there the target clients and learning goals. So, you can see in that screen, ito po yung client. So, ito po yung mag-a-attend ng ating course. Ito po yung mag-a-attend ng ating learning continuity plan courses. Specifically, learning delivery modality course for us, division leaders and school leaders as well. So, first and foremost, ang unang ititrain natin, ito na tayo, the division and district supervisors, because so that includes myself because I am a supervisor and also Ma'am Absin, we are being prepared by NEAP after we finish this course to become technical assistance providers to the teachers. Okay? Now, iti-train din po natin yung school heads and other division leaders. Our SDS, our chiefs are also invited because their role, after finishing this course, their role is to become the learning delivery modality implementation leaders. So, leaders po sila. So, ang mga division supervisors, mga district supervisors will be designed to become TA providers, but our division leaders, such as all of those that I mentioned and our school heads, they will be the implementation leaders. And definitely, mayroon din po tayong kurso para sa mga teachers. Iba po ang iti-take nilang course This is not the same course that we have. Probably some of the courses might have some similarities, but the course for teacher will be designed for them, no? And the goal for that, no, especially for our teachers, is to effectively implement the learning delivery modalities appropriate to the learner and the school context. But they cannot effectively implement po the learning delivery modalities if hindi po natin sila tutulungan. And how can we help them? We enroll in this course. We take this course because as I believe that we could not give what we do not have. So we have to plunge ourselves. We have to engage ourselves. So ano po tayo? Sasabay po tayo sa mga teachers natin. So we capacitate ourselves so that we can really give the services that are supposed to be provided to them as technical assistant providers and also the implementation leaders. And look at this one po, sa lower part. Meron po tayong tinatawag dyan, household and community partners. So definitely our course is not only limited to us in the DepEd, but NAIAP also came up with some programs. And I think I reviewed some of the modules. There are modules really that would teach us, not to capacitate us, how we can also help the household and community partners that we have. No? Because our partners now, our home base, no, the parents, the guardians, and whoever it is that who will be helping our learners, they are now our big-time partners, no, in the delivery of instruction, because there is no face-to-face yet, no? So it's really more on distance learning. Okay. And done. So let me bring you now. So I hope that you are excited, no? So let me bring you now. Ano ba talaga ang laman ng kursong ito? Okay. So you are seeing right now what's inside the course, okay? To finish, by the way, this course is LDM1, no? Exclusive for school leaders and division leaders, and that includes all of us here in our meeting right now. So the LDM1 course, or we generally call it as the LCP course, will comprise of 7 modules. So may 7 modules po tayo, and then the courses will be are divided into 3. So we have course 1, course 2, and course 3. So I'm just showing to you, no, the general picture of all of the modules and all of the things that we shall be taking in this course. Okay. So let me bring you first to course 1. Kasi ito po yung mauna nating iti-take. We cannot proceed with course 2 unless we finish course 1. So, ito po yung sinasabi ko. Course 1 will be about learning delivery modalities. Okay? So, this is, in taking course 1, it's divided into 2. Part 1 will be more on the theory, and you go on with the experience of answering questions, and go on with the experience of conducting the activity being given to you by the modules. And then part 2 is practicum. You might be asking, Ma'am, practicum. So I thought that we don't have face-to-face. Okay, the practicum that I'm talking about here is the building lang naman ng portfolio. So not really the demonstration teaching that was included a while ago in our Mentimeter. Okay, so later on, Ma'am Terry Absin and I will show to you module 1, so that you will have a taste, you will have a foretaste of what the module looks like. Okay, so for course 1, this is the first course that we shall be taking. We have 7 modules. So module 1 is on course orientation. Module 2 is on modalities and decision tree. You know what? When we had a training conducted by Central Office, we really enjoyed listening about the decision tree. I understand, for our school leaders and even our division leaders, I understand that we already have finalized the kind of learning modality that we want to offer in our division and also in our school for the school heads. But you know what? If you undergo this training, especially when you already train yourself on module 2, you would see for yourself that it could be an affirmation of the decision you make, or after taking module 2, there will be a modification or there will be changes along the way. Okay? So module 3 is about the readiness assessment. So how do we assess whether our division, the schools are already ready in the learning delivery modality that we have chosen? Then module 4 is the implementation planning. Module 5 then is establishing and managing the technical assistance mechanism for school heads. So, paano po natin sila matutulungan? I understand that we're already experts in technical assistance, but this time it's really different, no? Because this is no face-to-face. So, how do we deliver technical assistance to them, considering that we are amidst the pandemic? And of course, Module 6 is the monitoring, evaluation, and adjustment of the learning modality system implementation. So pag-aabot na po tayo ng Module 6, so there might be some changes or there might be affirmation of whatever it is that we have decided, no? Especially on the choice of learning modality that we already have. And Module 7, no? So this is the building of the portfolio on leading the school in the implementation of the learning delivery modality. Anyway, we will really be guided by the module, no? Because in establishing or building our portfolio, all the activities, all the things in there are already being laid to us, no, by the module. Nakikipag-usap lang po ang module sa atin. So para siyang may bosses na yung bosses ay hindi natin talaga maririnig with our audio, but it would really guide us. Okay, so modules, the next course is Learner Welfare and Well-Being. No? So there are 5 modules. So the first course is, of course, no, there is always a course introduction. I think most of the modules, my course introduction talaga. No? Across all courses 1, 2, and 3, module 1 will always start with course introduction. And this one, module 2, I understand we are already capacitated so much on the child's rights and inclusive education, but let's just try to be open-minded and learn, no, how the module will gonna present to us, because it might be a revisit of what we have learned about child's rights and inclusive education, or it might be a new learning on how we are going to attack this time, like protecting the child's rights and incorporating inclusive education with the platform, with the learning modality that we have chosen. And of course, module 3, because our technical assistance will not only be limited to our work, no, but there is also a training on psychosocial services, no? Psychosocial services, because we can also give technical assistance in terms of that, kasi baka ma-depress or nadidepress na yung mga teachers natin. So we will also be trained, no, by this course to handle, no, psychosocial services. Then module 4, ito na yung sinasabi ko. Module 4 will also be capacitated in engaging parents, home, and community partners to support learners at home. So we will really be trained on how we can help our parents, how we can help our community, so that they will also be resilient, no? They will also be embracing the kind of modality that we will be presenting to them come August 24, 2020. Then module 5 is the practicum. Still, it's on portfolio, building of the portfolio about course 2, which is learning, welfare, and well-being. And then of course, modules 3, course 3, dalawang module lang po. Alam nyo, you know what, NAYAP has really considered the principle of learning continuity plan. Bakit? Kasi may module din tayo on self-care and mindfulness. Kailangan po natin ito, no? I understand and I believe that you will agree with me po, sa dami ng ating mga trabaho, we really need to have self-care and mindfulness. And the module, this course will gonna really lead us, no, to self-care and mindfulness. So very light lang po yung course 3, which is personal well-being and wellness. Okay, so this time, let me bring you to my partner who will be discussing about yung kurso naman po na iti-take ng ating mga teachers. So Ma'am Terry Absent, please join me.
Thanks, Doc Helen. A radiant morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me, Doc Helen?
Yes, yes,
Good
loud and
morning.
clear. Good morning,
It is sad but
ma'am.
true that the pandemic has changed the world. We are now in the VUCA world where everything is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Amidst this reality, our department persistently operates, provides technical assistance, coordinates with the stakeholders, and practices outright responses to various challenges in ensuring the safety of everyone. It identifies educational activities, and one of these is the learning delivery modalities in the context of LCP courses for teachers, for them to adjust to the new normal. With this, let me continue facilitating on one of the learning modalities, which is the LCP courses for our teachers. It offers 3 courses supplemented with modules. Course number 1 focuses on MELCs and modalities. Part 1 under this course is on theoretical aspects. There are 5 modules for course 1. Module 1 is the course orientation. Module 2 has 2 parts. Part 1 discusses most essential learning competencies, and part 2 is on the learning resources and delivery platforms. Module 3 discusses lesson design and assessment in the modalities. Module 4 reflects planning for continuing professional development in the modalities, pedagogies and assessment, and LAC planning. Module 5 embodies part 2, the practicum, which is building the teaching portfolio related to the implementation of the modalities, which is also developed over time. Now, course 2 centers on the learner's welfare and well-being, wherein part 1 is on theoretical aspect. Module 1 is on course introduction. Module 2, child protection and psychosocial support needs of learners at home. Module 3 is making learning inclusive, addressing the needs of learners in special circumstances. Module 4 is on engaging parents, home and community partners. Module 5 contains part 2, which is practicum, and this is on building the portfolio on engaging parents community, which is also developed over time. There are 2 modules for course 3, highlighting personal wellness and well-being. Module 1 under this course is on course orientation. Module 2 is on self-care and mindfulness. I think all the learning modules encapsulate the 4 key reform areas of Sulong Edukalidad, the battle cry of the Department of Education known as KAYEP. K is K-12 curriculum review and update, improvement of learning environment, teachers upskilling and reskilling, engagement of stakeholders for support and collaboration. And further, the implementation of LDM courses shall be prioritized. Why? To provide guidance to the identification and implementation of the LDM, most essential learning competencies and related pedagogies. And these LDM courses shall be implemented to validate decisions, if already made, on the LDM. And lastly, to provide opportunity for integration of contextualized LCP implementation. And now our schools are used to innovate and contextualize materials. And we will just encourage our school heads and teachers to show their ingenuity and being proactive. Let us now journey, Doc Helen, to
Yes.
examine the modules. Let us remember the parts of the modules. And may I request you to later enumerate the parts by typing them on your chat box. Doc Helen, I think you're now ready for the walkthrough of our modules.
Okay, so
one.
yeah, so I will stop I will stop my screening first for my PowerPoint so that I can bring you now to the module. But before that, I'd like to request our regional program management team to help me out. So please, you can type on the chat box for our Google Meet room the link of the module so that they can also have a copy of it. And also for our FB Live, you can type the link. No, so please help me, Regional Program Management Team, in typing the link that will bring our participants to the copy of the module. But do not worry, if you cannot access the link, I have the PDF file, okay? Are you ready? Are you now excited to see for yourself the module? Okay, so let me bring you back to my presentation screen. Okay. So there you have it. Okay, so are you seeing my screen now? So let me monitor first. Okay, so my
Self-learning.
Okay, so I could see and I am monitoring now. My screen is already visible, both for the FB Live participants as well for the participants of our Google Meet. Okay, so you have in there, this is now the actual module. Thank you so much, Neya. It's really on time. It was just delivered to us last night. No, thank you so much, Neya. So let me be just a foretaste of how the module looks like. So of course, no, the first page tells us about the sale, no, the NAYAP sale, and our flagship Sulong Ide Kalidad. No? Okay. Ayan po. So, Module 1 on LDM Course 1 is the Learning Delivery Modality course for division and school leaders. No? So, may nakalagay talaga dyan for division and school leaders. Okay. So, pareho lang po yung module na iti-take ng ating mga division leaders as well as our school leaders who we shall be orienting tomorrow. Ayan. So, 2020, so fresh na fresh. Then you can see also on my screen, ayan po, na this is really prepared for us by NAYAP. So bagong-bago lang, 2020. Okay. And also the other external service providers as well. So, ayan po. So we have the acknowledgement. Dito po sa acknowledgement, makikita nyo yung mga leaders natin sa central office are really uniting themselves, no, to really come up with this module, with this course. Ayan po. So in this page of the module, you can see our instructional design consultants, no? So, meron din po yung mga module developers natin. So, you can see for yourself na sa module 1, yung director po ng ating NAYAP, no? Siya po yung una talagang sumulat. And with other external partners as well, no? And so on and so forth. So, hindi na po tayo magtatagal dyan so that you can see ano bang laman. Okay, eto na po. So, if you take the course, if you take this study, Module 1 is getting started. No? So, ayan, if you could see for yourself, parang nakikipag-usap lang ang module. O, sinasabi niya, welcome to the LDM1, Learning Delivery Modality course for Division and School Leaders. No? So, this is true to all modules. Makikita niyo po yung objective, yung content, and so on and so forth. No? So, for Module 1, eto, Module 1 comprises of 2 lessons. So, the first lesson is course overview, and then the second lesson is organizing your learning action cell. Ito po yung sinasabi ko kanina, that the learning action cell is also an entry point for us to really be trained, no? Considering the modules that we have. So, hindi lang po ito independent learning, but as well, we also consult, we also collaborate with our LAC cell members. Okay, so let me walk through with lesson 1. Well, later on, Ma'am Terry will walk you through with lesson 2. Estimated time requirement po niyan is 3 hours. Okay, so bibilisan ko lang so that we will end on time talaga. So this is course overview. Ayan po. we are really guided by the module kahit na yung mga resources requirement. Later on, Ma'am Terry will discuss to you what is this study notebook all about. How do you accomplish a study notebook? Pwede ba online? Pwede ba printed? So, Ma'am Terry will orient you on that, no? Okay, so bibilisan ko lang po just to, ayan po, I have discussed this one, but in module 1, you will be brought again to the framework, okay? And of course, the course objectives, the design. Okay? Ayan po. So, lahat ng mga gagawin natin. So, look at this. I want you to pay your attention on this because this module will give us a bird's eye view on what are the modules that you have to be. Kasi ano ito parang ano lang, ang module 1 kasi is more on overview. So, the modules to be taken and the suggested duration. So, may suggested time din po kahit na self-learning ito. So, the module, if you really follow the suggested duration, will gonna take you 80 hours, no? And then the practicum, you know what? The practicum cannot be achieved in just 1 week or 2 weeks. So, it can be achievable over time, no? So, yung practicum dyan, ilagay August 2020 to April 2021. Okay. Then the outputs, no? That's also included. And this one, I'd like to bring you on course assessment and certification. I'd like to emphasize on this, no? Kasi sabi dito, learners will receive their certificate of participation once they are able to submit. Okay, what are you going to submit as proof of learning? You are able to submit your implementation plan portfolio, no? So, and then the portfolio will be evaluated. So, by the way po, as we take the module, we will be handled by some coaches to give technical assistance. So, it will be evaluated by the coach that will be assigned to you, and that coach will recommend to NAIAC Central Office, no, whether you get certified or not. And then, there are activities, no, that, okay. And then, the module will then tell you, well done. You have completed lesson 1, you may now proceed to lesson 2. Okay, so Ma'am Terry, I'd like to request those in the Google meeting, please turn off your mic so that there will be no interference. Thank you. Okay, Ma'am Terry will now bring you to lesson 2. Ma'am Terry?
Okay, yes, Doc Helen. Lesson 2,
Okay.
topic or the title is Organizing Your Learning Action Cell or the lab. And embedded in this lesson are the objectives. We have the objectives. Then we have the key topics, concepts, resource required, and there are 2 activities under this lesson. So the first activity is on refreshing our memory or our knowledge relative to the action cell. Okay, and then activity 2 has something to do with how to organize our respective LACs or learning action cells. And it ended with the responsibilities of a LAC facilitator. So if we are going to go back to our slide, Doc Helen, there
Yes.
are 5 parts of our LDM modules. One is, of course, the title of the module. Second is the module objectives. Third is the lessons in the module. Fourth is the activity or the activities. And of course, last one is the requirements and assessments. So I think
Yes.
they're now ready to make their individual learning plan. And Doc Helen, can we go back to
Okay.
our slide? Or
Yes.
can we have still the
Yeah, but
study
before the individual, yes, ma'am. Yes, before the individual learning plan, Ma'am Terry, I think we need to orient them first on how
About
they go
the
about
study
with their study notebook.
Yes.
The study notebook. So let me bring you to my screen. Okay, I will now be presenting to you how the instruction of the study notebook. Okay. For a while. Ayan. So this will only take okay, so now you are seeing my screen. So
Not yet.
Let me pin. Okay, let me pin it.
Okay.
Okay, it's here. Let me pin it. Ayan. Sige, Ma'am Terry, please explain to them what is this study notebook all about.
Okay. The study notebook is like a journal of the course. So there are things that you're going to write or to do in response to the course. The ideas that you learn or when you're either studying by yourself or in the lab or when you're working at any other time. And of course, you're going to drafts or you're going to write the drafts of contribution to course discussion, notes about articles that you read that are related to but not embedded in the course. This could be from professional journals, government policy documents, or media stories. For example, and of course, the most essential here is reflections on how or on your own learning trajectory through the course, your journey while learning the different concepts, modalities in this. So it is very essential that we are going to keep our notebook in a format that appeals us and easy for us to maintain. And it could be an ordinary paper notebook or on a desktop or mobile device if we are digital natives. So we can have it in our, with the use of the different gadgets. Okay. So
So this time they are ready now to come up with their individual learning plan. So now that you have a glimpse of how the module will gonna go about, so it's also very important that they prepare as well their individual learning plan.
Yes.
Okay, so let me bring you back to my PowerPoint presentation. Ayan, so Ma'am Terry will now explain to us how you will gonna accomplish your individual learning plan so that you can keep track on the progress of the course and you can also monitor how far have you gone so that you can beat the deadline, because later on a facilitator will discuss to us the timeline on how we shall finish the timeline of this course. Ma'am Terry, please explain the
this time, let us scrutinize the template of the individual learning plan. Of course, complete the outline based on the modules. So we've learned already the modules, therefore we are now ready to comply with this individual learning plan. I asked Doc Helen about when or who will make the individual learning plan, and she said the coach and the coachee should prepare this definitely to have check and balance or the different technical assistance extended to them. So for the first column, we have here module and topic. Second is indicative duration, when to finish the module, when to submit the required output when indicated, and of course the technical assistance required from the coach or the management. We can complete the entries of this individual learning plan by reading and understanding the modules provided to us by the NAIA. And for that, I think, Ma'am Helen, are we going to let them comply with or complete the required entries for this learning or individual learning plan, or it is just a sort of assignment?
It's just an overview. It's just an overview, just to show to them what's the package of this course. Okay. So I think that would be all. Yes. So thank you very much to my partner, Ma'am Terry, for assisting me in facilitating session 1. So back to you, the program management team. Can we entertain questions? I think we don't have time anymore. So probably if you have some questions, you just have to type some of your questions, and then later on, if we can still have some time, then we proceed. Sir Mon.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Helen and Ma'am Teresa Absin, for your comprehensive inputs. We believe that our participants are ready for our session 2 on delivery and implementation mechanics. This topic will be facilitated by Nancy Panistante with her facilitator, Sarah Mancao. Ma'am? Ma'am Sarah?
Yes,
Ma'am
Sir
Nancy?
Vince.
Okay. Take it away.
Dar. Dar, sige na, Dar. Okay. For a while, Sir Vince. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to session 2 on delivery modality and implementation mechanism. This is Sarah M. Mancao, and my partner in this endeavor is Nancy B. Panistante. We are from the division of Bukidnon. From the first session, we have learned the elements of the course design and the different modules to undertake. We have also learned the connection of the course in our respective work. Today, in this lesson, we shall have the full grasp of how the course will be implemented. In details, we shall be guided with the following objectives. First, we will describe the implementation process and the platforms. Second, we will clarify the nitty-gritty of the delivery modality and the implementation arrangements. Third, we will be guided in joining the course. This time, Ms. Nancy will do the honor to present the rest of the slides. Hello, Ms. Nancy. Please take it away.
Thank you, Ms. Sarah. Good morning, everyone. Just like any new thing, we would like to see or foresee things for successful implementation. We would like to anticipate facilitating factors, challenges, and possible action steps to address the challenges and to maximize the benefits of the facilitating factors. Let us begin the session by identifying your facilitating factors and challenges. And please share them in the chat room instead of the link. You may include action steps you want to undertake. You may not answer all. You may only wish to answer facilitating factor or challenges or action steps. It's up to you. Or you may wish to answer all. Okay lang ba? Can we do it now? Please write your ideas in the chat room. I'm waiting for your answers. So far, wala pang nag-type sa chat room. Sige. What do you think will be our facilitating factors, challenges, and action steps? Participants, are you around? Wala pang nag-type ng kanilang ideas. Oh, Sir Marvin, facilitating factor, good internet connection. Tama naman. Oo, si Ma'am Rosita din, good internet connection. Parang common, no? Good, Is it a facilitating factor ba or challenge? No? Good internet connection. Facilitating factors by Ma'am Jasmine, positive attitude, patience, and commitment. Oo nga naman, kung napansin niyo sa presentation ni Ma'am Helen, hindi lang pala isang module and hindi lang pala isang course. Maraming course, marami pang module. So, ay.
Oh, it's brown out here.
Brown out. Wala.
Hala ka. Sir Mon, it's brown out here in Bukidnon, in the division office. Dar, ka na tapit mo.
Okay, so we will continue the presentation through Becky here.
Hello, Ma'am Nancy.
Oh,
Ma'am,
narinig mo po ba ako?
kami na lang po yung mag-control sa imong presentation, tapos proceed ka for the discussion. Tapos ina na lang may kung mag-next me. Next slide.
So, I heard. Okay lang ba?
Nadunggan ko? Okay daw. Sige, ma'am. Proceed, ma'am. Thank you.
Sige. Sige, thank you. Naabutan pa talaga ng brown out. Sandali lang po. Saglit lang talaga.
Okay lang, ma'am. Sige, ma'am. Bisaya. Anong Tagalog?
So, in the chat room, I can see your inputs na ang daming nagsabi na internet connection. So, hindi ko alam, hindi naman na-label kung facilitating ba siya or hindering. So, maaari siyang facilitating kapag strong ang internet connection, maaari din siyang challenges, no? So, if we look at it, pwede talagang ganyan ang pagtingin natin with the consideration na ang module natin will be accessed online and offline. So, yon, online and offline. Now, let's proceed. In any good planning, identifying facilitating factors and challenges is really part of it to ensure successful implementation. With the awareness that LDM will be using guided self-study modules as shown by Ma'am Helen. So this time, if you are aware of it, hindi lang pala ang mga mag-aaral ang mag-module. Pati na rin pala ang mga teachers, school-heads, and supervisors para matuto. O, di ba? Anong take nyo niyan? And just like our students, we foresee that modules are not enough. Hindi lang enough na may module sila at matuto na sila, di ba? They need coaching and technical assistance. So, ganun din yung mangyayari sa ating mga guro, school heads, and supervisors. While they are learning through the modules, they will be provided with coaches or technical assistance providers we call TAPs. For the division and school leaders, as well as the district and division supervisors, their coaches will be, sandali lang po, hindi pa nag-move po yung PowerPoint. Nandun na ako sa point ng LDM implementation po. Please, yung may control po ng PowerPoint. So, as I'm saying, hindi lang enough yung modules, pero kailangan meron ding coaching and technical assistance na ibibigay sa ating mga guro, school heads, and supervisors. Okay. For the division and school leaders, as well as district and division supervisors, their coaches will be from the region and central office coaching team, while the coaches for the teachers will be the district and division supervisors and other division experts. So, sino-sino ba itong makonsider natin na other division experts? Sila yung mga certified NAIA FASIs. These functions are aligned with our KRAs as individuals and offices. Let me continue. I am aware that the participants today mostly are division leaders and supervisors. Thus, we really have a role to play in the implementation of LDM. So it's good to know what steps were done and will still be done to equip us of our different roles. Last July 2 to 3, a training of LDM1 coaches was conducted by the central office. So yung mga trainers ng region, kasali na kami doon, naging part ng training na ito. When we say LDM1 coaches, they are the central office, ROFTAD, and partner coaches. LDM1 coaches are in charge of training LDM2 coaches. When we say LDM2 coaches, they are the district and division supervisors. LDM coaches are assigned as coaches for LDM2 coaches. And then, si district at division supervisors are expected to train the teachers who are their coachee before the end of this month. So, dapat matatapos na ito before the month ends. And I believe si region naman tutulungan nila yung mga division.
Hello, Ma'am Nancy.
Okay, I guess there is a problem. the division of Bukidnon. As mentioned by Ma'am Nancy, they are experiencing a power interruption. So this is the challenge of an online learning, no, in delivering this kind of activity. So to continue, so she presented in the earlier slide on how the technical assistance be given, no, from central office down to the region, and to the region to the division level, and down to the school. So basically, the kind of delivering the learning is on the technical assistance through coaching, no? So you've seen the structure, how it will be given to the teacher, which the last who would be the implementer of the learning delivery modality. Now on the screen, how the support mechanism for the teachers and school leaders develop. Okay? So first, there will be a materials that will be given, and there will be micro-learning videos on the most essential learning competency standards and modalities. So this material will be uploaded to the DepEd Commons and other platform to be made available in both online and offline environment. Right now, we can give the Module 1, no? Module 1 is about the course orientation. So we will give this through HR SEPs. So the HR SEP will give the link so that you can start reading module number 1, no? But according to NAEAP, they will give the rest of the modules tomorrow afternoon. So we are hoping NAEAP Central Office will provide all the modules so that our division supervisors, our district supervisors, and our school leaders can start reading these modules, because we have a time frame to follow. So teachers and school leaders can view anytime, anywhere, whenever they need them. And there is also a help ask desk, no, to really help our clienteles, no, our supervisors, school heads, and teachers. So they set up a help desk to support the continuing professional development online and offline via different platforms. And there is also a continuing coaching. So coaching does not end to a certain level. Coaching is, I think this is until the program will be in place, no? So expect more coaching in the field. So coaching can be online or face-to-face or blended. Okay, so on the assessment and certification, we are very much blessed that this LDM is already recognized, and if it's recognized, therefore we expect to have a certificate, and that certificate bears a corresponding professional development credit. Okay, so on the assessment, accordingly, based on the implementation guideline, that the output will be assessed, okay, per module basis, and that's for the teachers. And for the school heads, still, assessment will be on a per module basis, and portfolio to be submitted to coaches, region, division for evaluation. And for the supervisors, our division and district, assessment will be on a per module basis, and this portfolio to be submitted to coaches or national for evaluation. Okay, so there must be an assessment, no, because we need to ensure that the output should be in quality, no? And then once you pass this assessment, once you have complied satisfactorily the requirements set for this course, no, then you are entitled to receive the first ever certificate with PD credit or professional development credit. So so that would be our that we can use for future promotion, because the promotion later on, certificate that would not undergo evaluation or it's not recognized, then therefore it's not honored. It is only this course where the certificate is entitled with a credit unit, and it will be used for our promotion. Okay, so assessment and certification. All right, so as I said, this program or this course is recognized by NAIAP Central Office, and the assessment will be on a per module basis. No, so meaning you will be assessed by module after complying the outputs required in every module. Therefore, there is, of course, a rating whether you pass or failed in that particular module. And as I said, certificate will be given if you comply the requirements and you pass, so you are entitled with certificate. So certificate with corresponding credit unit will be provided by NAIAP-R for every module finished and assessed. So separate certificate with credit unit shall be issued after a period of building the portfolio. Okay, for the school heads, just the same. So that's the process of the assessment and issuing certificate later on. So pare-pareho lang yung kanyang proseso. Okay. For the supervisors, the assessment still will be on a per module basis. Now, this will be submitted to the coaches national for evaluation. No? So meaning, yung output ng supervisors ay hindi lamang dito sa level ng region, but it's going to be on the level in the central office or national. Diba, bongga? Okay. Now, well, deepening the learning ecosystem approach. So we look to our ecosystem to provide the complementary training to deepen our understanding and allow for more opportunities to apply what we have learned from this training. So internally, all our schools division offices, regional offices, and central offices, bureaus, and other offices. So ito po magtulong-tulong tayo, no? So when we say ecosystem, it's within our organization, no? And externally, may mga external partners who will help us, no? Who will help us in this program. So when we say external, these are our local and international development partners from HEIs, PEIs, private entities that have gone through accreditation. So are you up to the challenge, no? So if you were to rate your preparedness for this course, what is your level of confidence, with 10 being the highest? So you may share this in the chat box, and some volunteers may be asked to share their responses. Okay, so that ends for this particular session, no? So I'll give this the floor to our to the next speaker. Okay, so our next speaker would present to us the learning action cell, and this will be presented by the principal of Iligan Division, Dr. Enerio Ibiza.
Good morning, everyone. Can you see my slide? Hello?
Yes.
Okay na ang slide?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, can I now proceed? Okay, thank you so much, Sir Mon, for giving me the floor to continue the module webinar. This is now Course 1, Session 3, Organization of the LDM1 Learning Action Cell. Earlier, you have already described the implementation processes and the platforms of LDM1. You have also clarified the details of the delivery modality and implementation arrangements. On the earliest part of this activity, you have described also the elements of the course design of LDM1, and you saw the relevance of the course in this work. This time, let us proceed to the meat of this webinar. This is actually Module 1 of LDM1, or Learning Delivery Modalities. Okay, this module is entitled Learning Delivery Modality Course 1 for Division and School Leaders. And as you notice, Module 1 is entitled Getting Started. And we have two contents lesson. We have course overview, organizing your learning action cell. And you also notice that we have 7 modules under part 1 of the LDM1 selection and implementation planning. I am Ineria Ibisa from the Division of Iligan City as School Principal of Tambo Central School. So these are the objectives of the session. Towards the end of this session, we will be able to come up with a learning action cell as a means to support in the delivery of this LDM1 in our respective division. Also, we will identify the different roles and responsibilities of members in the LAC as stated in Depot Order number 35 series of 2016. Actually, for the school heads, this is not anymore new, but for this development, we have updates, and we have also new forms to fill up. That's why we come up with this webinar. Then we'll be able to organize ourselves as LAC and find value in having support team. Before we proceed, may I ask the participants to give me your thoughts on this based on your understanding of Learning Action Cell. What object can represent it? And then why? Share your answer. And I have here the link of the Padlet where you are grouped according to your respective division so that I can see your responses. Okay? So for now, I have here the answer from Division of Bukidnon. He said that Learning Action Cell is like a chair. Wow. Chair represents support, and LAC is a support system for teachers and school leaders. I agree with you, sir, when you say that it's like a chair that all we have to do is giving support to one another. Okay, we also have one participant from the Division of Iligan City said, joining hands because it means helping one another. Okay, while the other participants are still writing their response, may I invite you to proceed to the link that we have shared so that you can also share your thoughts with us. So basically, the answers of our participants would mean about Learning Action Cell. Okay, let me proceed to my next slide so that we can finish this webinar. Why LAC in this course? Accordingly, peer learning has been proven to deepen learning. I believe you will agree with me that if we learn with the company of others, we can have better learning, right? And then it's expected that in each division, you can come up with our LAC group so that we can also take care of the needs of our schools in our respective division. And we recognize and leverage expertise among our own people with the technical assistance from expert coaches. And who are these? Of course, the APS, the PSDS. Okay, because our principals really need our assistance. so that we can come up with better learning action cell in the respective schools. What is the learning action cell? Based from DepEd Order number 35 series 2016, learning action cell is group of teachers who engage in collaborative learning sessions to solve shared challenges. But in our respective division, we can also form LAC, wherein the members are our fellow supervisors, fellow PSDS, because our purpose is to share, okay, um, to share one another what we can do to improve perhaps learning, to improve teaching, and others. Now, this is the framework of the Learning Action Cell. We begin with the community of practice. When you say community of practice, we refer to the Learning Action Cell. Okay, and of course with collaboration, with planning and problem solving and action implementation, we can improve somehow teachers. And what do we improve if we have this community of practice? We improve the following: content knowledge of our teachers, their pedagogical skills, their assessment skills, and professional ethics. And then if we can improve teachers, we can also improve student learning, and of course, having their holistic development. So basically, the framework will start from the school, where there is that community of practice. Then we have the teachers as our primary concern, so that they can also deliver services to their students, because our main objectives for the lab is for student learning and holistic development. These are the composition of LAC in the school level. First, it is headed by the principal, being the LAC leader. And we have also the members who are the teachers, can also invite resource persons. It could be internal or external. If you think you have potential colleagues outside of your organization, like you can tap them to be your resource person, or you can also tap the persons inside your respective divisions. Then we have also the LAC documenter, and it can be assigned to any of the members. Make sure that the LAC documenter can really get the minutes of the session. And of course, it will be facilitated by, it could be the principal or the master teacher or any members of the LAC group, because it's not at all times that the principal will be the LAC facilitator. It's a rotation basis. Like, you can also develop other leaders. So it's not only you. So like in a division office, if you are assigned as the LAC leader, or if you are the LAC facilitator, you can also assign other colleagues to do the task. So it's more on collaboration. So we are promoting here collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and of course creativity in the conduct of LAC session. Now we have these forms. Okay? Actually, we have 4 forms for this LAC. First form is what you call as the LAC profile. So this form should be accomplished by the LAC facilitator and its members at the first LAC session. Okay, take note, it will be accomplished by the LAC facilitator and its members during the first LAC session. So as you can see in the form, you can have here some details like the region, the LAC ID, of course, the number of members, the LAC facilitator, and of course the designation. And towards the end, what is new in this form is, of course, because we are now in COVID-19 pandemic, we are asked as to what will be our preferred contact mode. It could, whether it could be email, phone, Skype, Zoom, Google Meet, Viber, or Facebook. So because we cannot have actually face-to-face right now, that's why we have this other mode of delivering our coaching, especially to our school heads. So that is LAC Form 1. This is our LAC Form 2, called LAC Facilitator Information Sheet. And this will be accomplished by the designated LAC facilitator. As I have said earlier, it could be the principal, the master teacher, or any members of the LAC group. And this will be done on or before the first LAC session. So here you have the details of this form. We have now the region, the division, the name, things like that, and then including the Facebook name. So this time it is important that all of us have Facebook account so that we can also fill in this particular details of this form. The preferred contact mode still the same as found in LAC Form 1. Moving on to our LAC Form 2. Actually, our LAC Form 2 is quite longer, and this will be, this is named as LAC Session Report. This form should be accomplished by the LAC facilitator at the end of every LAC session, okay? So this will become the terminal report after each LAC session. So still we have here details about the form, and you have also the number of members present. Then you need to attach the attendance as your document to serve as a proof that you have really conducted that LAC session. And then we have also materials and resources that we need to identify, whether we have used self-learning module, activity sheets, digital resources, online resources, smartphone, PC, LAC session guide, and others that you can think of. Okay, so that's it. Next of this form is we are going to rate whether you agree, or you strongly disagree, or you are neutral, or you strongly agree with these following indicators. First, you are going to rate the member participation. Number 1, all of the members came prepared for the LAC session. So if you think you strongly agree, then you check as A. So the items here or the indicators here would mean about member participation. Okay, so if we are having this LAC session, we are very keen observance as to whether the members are really participating or they are just there for compliance. And then for facilitation also, we have to rate SD up to SA. Like, I manage the sharing and discussion during the LAC session by keeping the discussion focused on the lesson or topic. Remember, in our LAC session, it will not consist of more than 2 hours because that it will become boring already. So that's why we need to manage our facilitation skills by answering these 3 indicators up to the last indicator, which is I provided useful feedback on the teacher's assignments. So with this LAC form, you will now see the track of your LAC session. Okay, then as coaches and as technical assistance givers, this will be the forms that we will be looking for when we observe a LAC session. Part B of the LAC form is more on the qualitative side. Like, we ask them to provide information about the best part of the session, what went well, so it looks like a debriefing session for them. We also look into the problems or challenges encountered and then how they were solved during the LAC session. Then they will be asked to also discuss topics apart from the recommended topics, if any. Okay, and of course the recommendations plans for next LAC session. This would be the ways forward after the conduct of your first meeting. Okay, and this will be the last form to accomplish when we have this LAC session. We call this one as LAC engagement report. So this will be accomplished by each LAC member. So all of the members or all of the persons involved in the LAC session have forms to accomplish. Okay, in particular, Form 4, which is the LAC engagement report. So you have here the content of LAC of Form 4. This is more on the general view of the session. You are now giving the rating for the LAC session itself. Like, I learned a lot from my colleagues in this LAC session. The LAC session deepened my understanding of the SLM content. Then my perspective on the topics has covered as a result of the LAC session and more things like that. Aside from the LAC session, you're also going to rate the action plan. Like, I feel motivated to apply in my region, division, district, what I have learned in this lesson. And I intend to apply what I have learned from the lesson in my region. So this is a sort of commitment after you have attended particular session. Part B of this LAC Form 4 is more on the qualitative side. You are asked to provide clarification or other resources on the topics that you have discussed. Like if you discuss one topic pertaining to teaching and learning, then you can give your thoughts on that. Of course, the problems or the challenges that you've encountered, and then your comments and suggestions. Now, how do we organize LAC session? Now, for the learning action cells for the schools and division leaders like you, we need to read first DepEd Order number 35, series of 2016, and at the same time, we have to have a copy of the Module 1 of LDM 1 presented by my colleagues earlier. And it is a very nice module because it is self-explanatory to improve learning among students in the respective divisions where we are assigned to. How can we nurture successful teachers? How do we enable teachers to support each other to continuously improve their content and pedagogical knowledge, practice, skills, and attitudes? And of course, how do we foster a professional collaborative spirit among our school heads, teachers, and the community as a whole? So this would be the things that we need to reflect upon after reading the two documents, DepEd Order 35, Series 2016, and of course, the module. As participants in the LDM Course 1, this is LDM Course 1, for school and division leaders, you are encouraged to constitute LACs with your peers. Okay, so since you are supervisors, your peers are your fellow supervisors in order for you to amplify your strengths. Okay, and help mitigate challenges in ensuring effective implementation of the learning delivery modalities in schools and divisions nationwide, especially this year that our schools are really needing the assistance from our supervisors. Okay, because the school principals right now are into challenges because we are in the field and we do not know what will happen if only the principals will work in that education must continue. We need the support, we need the mentorship of our school leaders, especially the chief, the EPS, and more in the division, in order for us, of course, to feel safe. And at the same time, we can also feel that this battle is not only for us, but this is everyone's concern. Now, when we organized our LAC session, as I have said earlier, we must read DepEd Order 35, series of 2016, and we are given this number of participants in a LAC group. It should not be no less than 2, okay? And it should not be more than 15 members. So 15 members maximum, and then 2 minimum, okay? So you're encouraged to come together with your peers based on proximity of the schools and divisions in your care. Okay. And then we suggest that the regional supervisors take the lead in constituting the school and division leaders learning action cell. I'm sure our regional supervisors are already directed as to what will happen right after this webinar. Second, we have to designate one LAC facilitator from among us, and this would be the terms of reference for the LAC facilitator. Convene the LAC team meetings. You check and monitor the attendance of the members and the submission of assignments and reports. You see to it that team meetings start and end on time and that the agenda for the meeting are covered. Encourage active engagement and participation of members. Ensure that the venue, so not only the physical but also the virtual venue and the equipment are available and prepare the necessary learning materials such as reading materials and videos. So good luck to our LAC facilitators because we have a lot of things to accomplish. Not only that, the LAC facilitator will also announce the LAC session, including the topic, time, venue, and other matters that the group should know. And take note, technology now is our best friend so that it can help us deliver our services better. You are also expected to run and facilitate the session based on the plan and ensure that the agreed norms of behavior are observed and that the objectives of the sessions are achieved. Okay? And of course, have that safety first, following social distancing requirements in case of face-to-face. Okay, and this would include synchronous and asynchronous LAC conduct and engagement because you can also have face-to-face if the time warrants or if the time would allow us, or you can have that also virtual. Now, third, hold your first LAC session. So this would be the components of the LAC. First, of course, getting started. These are the activities that the LAC facilitator would do, and this would constitute 10 to 15 minutes. So on the preparation stage, right after the preliminaries, you will go immediately to the small group sharing, like you can ask these questions: what outcome do you expect from leaders? What are the key characteristics of strong and effective leaders? And how can leaders LAC provide support for teachers? This is now more an engagement with the participants. And this would constitute 10 to 15 minutes. Then the small group would report their output. The LAC facilitator gives small group representative an opportunity to share their answers and reflections for 20 to 25 minutes per representative. Wow. And then after that, you have this plenary sharing. You can ask these questions: what was the value added in sharing the answers to a question with others, and more questions that you can ask. And that would give you 10 minutes, okay? And then the same with the small group, the big group will also have the plenary synthesis, where 1 or 2 volunteers are asked to share their outputs and synthesize their discussion. And let us only limit them to 3 to 5 minutes. And then ways forward, the LAC facilitator sets the assignment. You provide them with the LDM course 1. And then let's wait for the module 2 because it's still on the way. And the LAC facilitator ensures agreement on the schedule and venue for the next session. And that would only last for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, right after that, we also have another activity more on the big group. And then we have also questions to share, like what might be the value of regularly working with a group of leaders and providing support to teachers and school heads. Then we have the synthesis also. The facilitator will ask 1 to 2 volunteers to share, the same with the big group earlier. And then I guess I have shared this already. The last one with the completion of reports. The LAC members complete the leaders engagement report. So that would constitute on the whole LAC session for this LDM1 module, and for about 71 to 90 minutes, we can do this one in our respective division. Okay, now let's agree among ourselves how we may organize our LAC session. And this can be done after the session. I think you are grouped according to your respective division, and I think you have also conducted your groupings. I believe Group Bukidnon has 4 groupings of LAC and other divisions also. Make sure that you assign roles for the learning action cells as described in the next slide. Okay, so that's it. If you have already your groupings, you can assign the role, and take note for the role assignment, you can have also rotational assignment in assigning it. Okay, like during the first meeting, you are assigned as the LAC leader. During your second meeting, you are the facilitator. During the third meeting, you are the documenter. And during the fourth meeting, you are one of the members. So it's up to you. Okay? So this is the template in organizing your lab. Okay. And of course, you know already that we have 7 modules. So this would be the modules that you are going to prepare, to conduct, like in your division. Module 1, this is module 1, getting started. Like when you cascade this to your respective division, you will need the different slides covered in module 1, and then we will be waiting for the other slides of module 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But for now, what is available is module 1, as shared by Ma'am Helen Maasen earlier. Okay, and then you are free to think of topics based on module 1 and the other modules as well. Okay, that's why we need collaboration among one another so that we can also think of good topics per module. Okay, but for module 1, we have already suggested topics because we are guided with that LDM1 module 1. Okay, thank you very much. And I am again Inerio Ibiza from the Division of Iligan City, a school principal of Tambo Central School. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Iner. Let's now move on to the last session, which is the synthesis and evaluation of this program. Let's proceed with Ma'am Loribina Carrasco of Cagayan de Oro City for the last session.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Am I here?
Yes, Ma'am Lori, go ahead.
Okay, good morning once again. I'm tasked to, this is the last session for today. It's on synthesis, the next steps, and course evaluation. This will not take us no more than 20 minutes. I hope everybody is cooperative. And of course, talking about evaluation, I think you are already familiar with the different evaluation, especially with the type of modality that we are using now in our trainings. But before that, I'd like to give you can you see my slides? Hello?
Yes, Ma'am Lori, we can see it.
So again, this is about synthesis, next steps, and course evaluation. And the objectives of this session, after this very short activity, we're going to summarize what you have learned from the orientation session. Second is to evaluate the conduct of the orientation and be committed to finish the course. So talking about summarizing, I think you already had a very good idea about Module 1. We started with the course design, the objectives, and the content of the training. And we will also evaluate the conduct of this orientation through the Menti network, through menti.com. And of course, after this, you will show your commitment in order to finish the course. So the takeaways, I know you have lots of things going on, lots of insights, or maybe a foresight on the upcoming sessions, especially for the next course. So we would want you to share your top 3 takeaways. Please share your thought through the link that I'll be giving you. And I hope you still have time for some volunteers who will be asked to share the responses. And please remember that your feedback is most important to us because it will take time also to evaluate this activity. We need, of course, we know that you are very much interested. We need your eyes, your interest, these eyes, the insights, another eye, and of course, the inspiration, because we are more than inspired to go on with this activity. So with that, I'll be sharing to you the Menti So please get your cell phones right now and go to menti.com with the code 4334 and please key in your top 3 takeaways. Can you see my Teka ha. So what are your top 3 takeaways for our course this morning? Please key in. Use the code 4334. Already, I can see answers already. We have commitment, collaboration. Please keep coming. Also those who are participating through our FB live stream, not only through this Google Meet. Again, your top 3 takeaways. We have on screen commitment, collaboration.
Ma'am Lori, paki-share sa imong Menti screen.
Pamulo na ma'am. Naana sa akong...
We cannot see the screen on the Google Meet and the FB Live.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's here. Ma'am, can you now see?
No, we cannot still see the screen on the Mentimeter.
Ang dami ng sagot.
Okay, anyway, you can proceed. You just explain and then you can proceed.
Actually, we're seeing a lot of answers here. The top 3 takeaways, the biggest still on sa center, I will just describe na lang. I just don't know what happened. I can see commitment, the top 3 takeaways. We have collaboration and determination, the 3 big words for today. We also have time management, cooperation. I'm so sorry you're not seeing this. Passion. Still, the top word is commitment, followed by determination, then collaboration. Still, you can see it, ma'am.
Wala pa, Ma'am Lori, but anyway, you have mentioned them already, so you may proceed, please.
Okay, as what I've said on screen, the biggest word still is on commitment. So we are so glad with that. Commitment, then followed by, again, collaboration, then determination. Nag-double na ang commitment. So it goes to show that we have the interest to go on with this one. And thank you so much for the insights. Meron ding luck. And I think everybody is inspired. So with this, to go back to my slide. So sa parting shot, a quote from Antonio Gutierrez, the Secretary General of the United Nations. We are in this together and we will get through this together. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ma'am Loridina Carrasco and co-facilitator Earl Bea Gonzalo. Thank you very much for your inputs. And this ends our session today. We are grateful, we are happy, and we are thankful for our participants for um, giving your time with this webinar. And for our announcement, we would like to request all our participants today that tomorrow our expected participants are the school heads from elementary and secondary. We request all our participants today to please inform all your participants tomorrow, our school heads for the part 2 of this webinar. Thank you very much. And tomorrow we will start at exactly 9 o'clock. There are, during our webinar, medyo napalya itong mga connection, but we are sorry for that, and we are happy that even though medyo hina itong mga signal, we stay until this time. Thank you very much. And again, tomorrow our participants for the part 2 will be the school heads from both elementary and secondary at 9 o'clock. God bless everyone.
Sir Bean?
Yes.
Can we proceed to the post test?
Yes, for the post test. Yes, sir, you may.
For the post test, again, please proceed to quizzes.com and use another game code 999254. During the pre-test, Sir Adahar won. I hope he could manage to retain his placement as number 1 during the post-test. Okay, may I invite the participants to proceed to our quizzes.com and use the game code 999254. Okay? During the pre-test, I have about 200 participants. I hope I can still have the same number or more number of participants for the post-test so that I can submit the report to Sir Mon, and then he could include this in the documents for this webinar.
Also, additional, Sir Iner, may I have an additional reminder? While
Yes,
the
ma'am.
participants are doing their post-test, please be reminded to do the evaluation for today's session with this link. It's https://tinyurl.com/y78mtjte. It's on your chat box. Please don't forget to do the evaluation for today's session. Thank you very much. You may
Okay, thank you,
proceed
ma'am.
with your post-test.
Ma'am Becky, please help me post the link to the FB Live viewers so that they can also join in the post test.
It's
Right
done,
now?
Sir Iner. It's done.
Okay,
It's
right now I
posted
have
live.
19 participants, going 21. This time we can have quick post test before we can take our lunch. Okay, 24 participants, 25. Keep coming, guys, so that we can finish this webinar. Okay. 26 participants. I'll give the participants 1 minute to get inside the room, and then we will begin the post test. Right now, I have 30 participants. Keep going. Remember the questions that you took earlier? The same test will be taken later, okay? Minutes after this one. So please remember all the things that you have answered earlier. And if you just listen to the presentation of every speaker, then you will answer everything. Okay? All the questions are taken from the slides of our speakers. And the questions are multiple choices and fill in the blanks. Okay. Right now, I have 42 participants. Yay! Quezon 1, DepEd Bukidnon. I believe Bukidnon is now having brownout. 44 and still counting. At 12:10, we will start the post test. Right now, in my clock, it's 12:08. So 12:10, then we will start. Okay. One minute more, and we'll start the game. It's 12:10. Let me start the counting. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I have 59 registered participants. Let's begin the post test. Good luck. There is really improvement in the post-test. During the pre-test, I have slow duration of points. This time, my God, the points are too high on the first attempt. So there is really improvement. on the post-test. Congratulations to the organizer, because this webinar has a good performance in terms of the post-test results of our participants. So, we have 69 players. I hope others can join so that we can determine the progress report. We'll be comparing the result from the pre-test up to the post-test. I hope Sir Adahar can still be included in the top 3, or perhaps Sir Adahar is not included in the game right now because of the brownout. Okay. But right now, still from the province of Bukidnon, tops the post-test with 9,110 points, followed by JRC. Who is this JRC? Okay. I think Bukidnon is done with 10,360. Let's just hope that no one can beat his score. Okay. If we have 10 participants that can finish the game, then we will end the post-test. There are also participants with no points yet. What happened to them? Keep going, you answer the questions. It is user-friendly. You can also make use this application in your next webinar session. Actually, this is good. This is very effective to all learners, because in our school, we have already started our classes. And we made use of this, and learners are really engaging. Okay? Then the teacher can also monitor the progress of the students. So I will now count up to 10, and then we will declare the top 3. Okay, are you ready? Overall, your accuracy is 82%. That is the accuracy of getting the right answer. So 82% is good. During the pretest, you only have 55%. Now it's 82% accuracy. Okay, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Thank you so much, dear participants. Let me end this one, and then let's declare the top 3. On the 3rd place, Nilda Mijos, congratulations. Second placer is Maritel, congratulations. And first placer for this post-test round is Ma'am Rosita Sahitas. Congratulations. Good job, everyone. Have a nice lunch break.
Thank you, everyone. And that ends our session today. Good morning. Good noon.
Jason. Ikaw na ka nun. Ikaw na ka diya. Ikaw na ka.
The unseen enemy crept like a thief in the night, smizing cunningly at people in their sleep. And one morning, took hostage of humanity by surprise as the coronavirus pandemic continues to spread its ferocious rampage the world over. COVID-19 took the devastating by and education was
COVID-19 pandemic shocks the world. We can see this coming.
Oh,
We were caught unaware. This has created the new normal, and we have to embrace it by addressing the challenges it brings.
Determined to pursue the delivery of education amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, DepEd Region 10 launched its BETTER program dubbed as RX Adobe.
The Department of Education, Northern Mindanao, has crafted its learning continuity plans under the banner program RX Adobe, which stands for Region 10 Alternative Delivery of Basic Education. It underscores the alternative delivery modes under the remote teaching and learning. The 14 schools division offices of the region have crafted the learning continuity plans and formed RX Adobe.
Always ready for education emergencies, DepEd Region 10 will continue its tradition of excellence in delivering its services anchored on the department's Sulong and Kalidad program.
As we pivot from access to quality, we have to consider a well-developed curriculum, improved learning environment, upskilled teachers, and take into consideration responsive multi-stakeholders cooperation. All this and more are under the program Sulong Ilokalidad. But on top of these goals, still health and safety are the number one concern of the Department of Education. Especially
Audio sa kuan, nag-play ko audio sa Adobe. Ako di pa check kung na-by audio. Kaya basta mapong siya ko ni ID.
No, leaving.
Na-by audio. Ay sa paghawa ko nga.
Pero choppy.
Straight from the heart of DepEd Region 10.
Education.
Tatlong malasakit center sa bansa na matatagpuan sa Romblon Provincial Hospital sa bayan ng Odjongan, Romblon. Ang malasakit center na magsisilbing one-stop shop sa mga nangangailangan ng tulong mula sa gobyerno na may kaugnayan sa kalusugan. Ayon kay Senador Bongo, sa pamagitan nito mas mapapadali at mapapabilis ang pagtugon sa mga kababayan nating higit na nangangailangan, lalo na ngayong humaharap ng COVID-19 pandemic. Muli naman nagpasalamat ang senador sa mga doktor, nurse at health workers sa probinsya dahil sa patuloy na paglaban sa sakit na COVID-19. Pilipinas, nasa isang kritikal tayo na yugto sa laban natin kontra COVID. Patuloy po ang ating maingat na pagbukas ng ating ekonomiya. Patuloy po ang ating unti-unting paglapit sa new normal. Sa yugtong ito, lalong mahalaga ang ating personal commitment na huwag maging pabaya. Face mask, physical distancing, hand washing, tatlong tila simpleng bagay. Magandang umaga Pilipinas, maayong buntag Luzon, Visayas and Mindanao. Welcome to the Network Briefing News organized by the Philippine Information Agency and produced